I think you know by now, if you've watched a few of my videos or seen some of my posts, I love opportunities when I can mix two different crafting opportunities. This is a resin Suncatcher that I've made obviously with resin and with wood that I cut out with my laser. You could also cut out a wood piece like this with a scroll saw. What I did was make the wood piece, and then I will show you in this video how I added the resin to it, and you can get looks that are totally clear like a Suncatcher or a little more colored in like you might find in stained glass. As mentioned, I used my laser to cut out this rainbow and cloud that I designed, and then I spray painted it with this metallic gold. I probably did 3 or 4 light layers, making sure to get down in the edges to help seal the wood. When that was completely dry, I pressed it down onto a piece of contact paper. So this is going to seal the bottom so that we can pour in the resin and then peel the contact paper away after it's cured. So I pressed it down really well and then cut away the edges and then pressed it again from the back side so that the resin won't spill underneath the edges of the design. I'm using this Promise tabletop resin, and it's a 1-to-1 epoxy. So I measured in 1.5 ounces of part A and 1.5 ounces of part B. And then I stirred that for at least 2 minutes. You can see it gets kind of cloudy at first, and then you want to keep stirring until it becomes totally clear. It's fine if there's bubbles in there, but the mixture itself should be clear. Then I poured it out into 6 different cups, and I used alcohol ink for all of the colors and then some white mica powder for the clouds. So the mica powder in the clouds makes it kind of opaque and get a little bit of the swirl of the mica powder in there. And then all the other resin that has the alcohol ink is still translucent. You can still see through it. So very carefully, I poured in all of these colors, and then I used a popsicle stick and a straight pin to get into those little tiny corners and edges. Then I passed my heat gun over it to get rid of any bubbles, and then I let it cure for 3 whole days. Then when the resin was all cured, I peeled the contact paper off of the back. Now I'm going to drill in 2 little holes so that I can use these little screw eye hooks to hang up my Suncatcher. This is a little hand drill. It's really useful for just doing little holes like this in wood or even in finished resin pieces. So I'll link that below. So I'm just twisting it in about 1/4 inch so that then it'll be easier to screw these little hooks in. For me, it was easiest to use a little pair of pliers to twist it around. It worked better than just trying to use my fingers. So just twist that until the screw part goes all the way into the wood. And if you want, you could also secure that with just a little drop of super glue. I didn't do that and mine's been fine, but you could, especially if it seems loose at all. Then to hang it, I'm just using a piece of waxed cord. You could use waxed cord like this. You could use leather. You could use jewelry chain and some jewelry findings to make a hanger here. Whatever you have on hand or whatever you prefer. I secured each end with a square knot, and then since the waxed cord is going to fray when it's cut, I passed the end over a flame just very carefully so that it would melt the ends and prevent any fraying. Then here's one way to display it right in a window. So I'd love to hear what you think about how this came out. You could hang it in lots of different places, a suction cup hook like I had in that last little video clip on a window, or I'm gonna hang mine here in my craft room on the edge of a little shelf hook. There are links in the description for all of the different tools and supplies that I used. Of course, let me know if you have any questions, and if you learned something new or had fun watching this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.